Are you ready to start investing and play an active yet passive role in building your wealth? Well, then this is the video for you. Hi, this is Camilla, the Focus Spender, and welcome to my channel where I teach you how to get out of debt, save more money, and invest so that you can build wealth and leave a lasting legacy. So there are key rules when it comes to investing. You have to have a diversified portfolio. You have to have a portfolio. You need to buy low. You need to sell high. You need to reinvest your dividends. You need to do so many different things, but no one really makes it easy for you to do. The average financial services company will let you buy stocks, but then you make that one investment, and then what happens after that? How do you make things come together into one nice cohesive portfolio? So enter M1 Finance. Now, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I am an active user of M1 Finance because I think it is so simple. It really makes investing a fun thing to do where you can create a portfolio for yourself. You can set it up so that the investments can recur and you can just watch your money grow. So today we're going to take a deep dive into M1 Finance because it's 2024 and my first video on it was way back in 2018. And so things have definitely changed and I want to make sure that you are informed about all the new things happening. In this video, we're going to go over some key features of M1 Finance. We're going to talk about the cost and the things you can do about getting around that cost. And we're also going to do a tutorial of how to build your first portfolio, your first pie, if you have never done so before. M1 Finance is a financial services company that allows you to open a brokerage account. It allows you to invest, and they have a lot of different other features, which we'll talk about now. So some of the key features of M1 Finance, like I said, it's an investment platform. They have a credit card service. They have a cash account, which allows you to save your money and get 4.5% APY on that money. Now, I am not currently using any of those additional services, so I'm not using the cash account, even though I might think about it, but I'm not using the cash account right now. I don't have a credit card with them. I don't have a line of credit with them. I do use the investment portfolio really heavily, and that's really going to be the main focus of today's video. So M1 Finance's key distinguishing feature is that you can create a portfolio or what they call a pie of all of your stocks. So you can create a pie that has up to 100 different stocks. And if you wanted to add more for whatever reason, you can always contact their customer service and they can assist you going forward. But let's say you don't want to do a portfolio of 100 stocks because that's daunting. That's pretty overwhelming. You can do a portfolio of 2 stocks. You can do one. That doesn't really make too much sense, but you can do 1, you can do 2, however. So in this example, let's say you have a portfolio of 5 different stocks. So what you're going to do is weight your stocks. So you can have a portfolio with those 5 stocks and every stock has a weight of 20%. You can do it where, one stock has 50 or 60% and then the other 4 have 10%. As long as it adds up to 100%, that is how you're going to build your portfolio and that's how you're going to fund your portfolio. So let's say you do have those 5 stocks, you do your initial portfolio and you put in $100. And just to back up, $100 is the minimum for your first investment into your portfolio. So once you have that $100, you can say $20 goes to this stock, $20 goes to that stock, $20 until you get to $100. So think of it like that. So basically you're just giving a weight to each different stocks. So let's say you really like Microsoft, for example. You want to create a tech portfolio and you want Microsoft to be that main stock in your portfolio, then you can put a higher weight to that stock and then your other 4 or your however many will have a lower weight. So think of it literally like a pizza pie and how you're slicing up your pie. So once you set that pie up, you can leave it as a standalone pie where you're not reinvesting any money or you're not adding any money to the account. But my preference and my recommendation is that you set up some type of recurring deposit within your portfolio because that's really how you're going to make your money grow. And that's how you're going to take advantage of dollar cost averaging. So the minimum for investment is $10, which again is not a lot of money. So you can have a portfolio for just a little bit of money. And this is something you can do with your child. You can set up a custodial account for your child and start them with a little bit of money and then help them just get used to the idea of investing so that by the time they hit 18 or by the time they hit 21 and they get their first real job, they can already be used to investing and really put money towards their investments. So just going back really quickly, in terms of the investment account, there are different investment accounts you can use with M1. You can have a regular brokerage account. You can have a retirement account, whether you want to do a traditional or Roth IRA. You can have a crypto account. You can have a trust account, which is something I didn't know until today and something that I'm definitely going to look into. And then you can have custodial accounts. So how much does M1 Finance cost? When I started with the platform, it was totally free to use. And the way they were making their money, I believe, was through the M1 Borrow program. But now things have changed a bit, and now they do have a monthly fee of $3, which in my opinion, for what you can do with M1 Finance is really good. However, everyone is not paying that fee. When you first sign up for M1 Finance, you do have a 3-month period where you're not being charged that fee. And then going forward, if you have less than $10,000 within your overall account, then you're going to be charged at $3. But let's say you have $3,000 within your investment portfolio, but then you have $7,000 within your cash account, you're not going to be paying that monthly fee. And what I did learn from one of their reps is that as long as you hit that $10,000 once for the month, then that fee is waived for the month. Now, what I really want to do is jump into M1 Finance so that you can learn how to set up your very first portfolio and what you can do to research and develop your portfolio. So let's go ahead into my account. Okay, so we are in my M1 Finance account. Now, once you're in the account and you're ready to open up a new portfolio, you're going to toggle over here to the left-hand side. And then you're going to click on invest, and then you're going to click on add account. And at this point, you can decide what type of account you want: individual, crypto, joint with your partner, retirement, trust account, or custodial account. For this video, we're going to do the individual investment. And I don't think I'm going to keep this account. I'm just going to show you how to do it and probably delete it. So I won't be funding this account today. So now here we are. Does everything look correct? And you have all the policies here. I agree to participate in securities lending. Click on continue. So now I have my new portfolio. Okay, so the account has now been created. And so now it's time to decide what I want to have in my pie. So you have your stocks here. You have funds here, which are your different ETFs. You also have my pie. So these are the ones that I've already created. You have model portfolios. And then I have my watch list. So these are stocks that I have looked at and I said, okay, maybe one day I will invest in them. Let's say if we go to model portfolios. So let's say I want to focus my pie on stocks or funds that have dividends and will give me some type of return so that I can make passive income. So I can click on view pies. And then we have their options here. So let's say I click on domestic dividends. So this one has 3 holdings. The dividend yield is 1.77%, and the performance has been good over the past 5 years. But as you know, historical performance does not mean that it's going to perform well in the future. So remember, you're always investing at your own risk. So let's click on domestic dividend. And what do we have here? So this has 3 different ETFs in it. So this is like even more diversified. So it has dividend appreciation from Vanguard. It has Wisdom Tree Mid Cap Dividend Fund, and then Wisdom Tree Small Cap Dividend Fund. And then if you click into that dividend, you can learn more about it, the different price, the prices, historical prices, the dividend yield, etc. Let's go back. Let's say I don't want to do an ETF. Let's say I want to do stocks. Then I can come back to the stock section and then I can do some research on the stocks that I want to buy. Let's say I want to have a couple of stocks in the healthcare industry. I can click on healthcare and then I can look at the different stocks that are available to me. I can toggle between the 1, 2, and 5 year performance to see like where, historically has this stock performed well. Again, I'm not actually going to be investing for real into this account. So whatever stocks I pick is just for illustrative purposes only. So let's say I want to go with Eli Lilly. Let's try that. And then let's say I want to go with some other company like Elevate Health. So let's click on next. So then at this point, you can see at the bottom, that I have my two stocks here. It says Elevance Health and then Eli Lilly. Let's say I want to add some media and I'm like, you know what? Verizon. Verizon is a good stock. So I'll put in Verizon. And I should say you should be doing a lot more researching than what I'm doing right now. I'm just showing you how to set up the account. And then finally, I want to do some consumer staples, Pepsi. Let's add Pepsi. And then consumer discretionary. We can do something that I've not done before. We can do Chipotle. I have 5 stocks here at the bottom. So now I'm going to click on add. And now it's going to build my portfolio. So I have my slices, and then so I'm going to select all, and then I'm going to click save. And then I will verify my email address off camera. Okay, so now that I have my 5 different stocks, I'm going to click on this edit button, and then I can name my portfolio YT Test. And now I can change the weight for each of my slices. So let's say I want Eli Lilly to be 30%. That means I have to remove 10% because now the pie is at 110%. That's not possible. So let's say I only want to do, I don't know much about this company. I want to do 5%. I can add 5% here to Verizon to make it equal 100%, but I don't want to do that much. I want to do 15%. And so for Pepsi, I want to do 25%. And then for Chipotle, I can do 25%. And now you can see I have my pie of 5 stocks, and these are the different weights. So let's say I want to add some more to this. I can click on add slice, and then I can look for more stocks. So this time, maybe I want to add a fund because I'm saying, you know what, this is not diversified at all. I'm just picking 5 stocks. That's not enough. So I want to do Vanguard Total Stock Market. I can just click on Vanguard Total Stock Market, and then it's here at the bottom, and I can click on add. And so now it automatically gave a weight of 1% to this fund. And so now I say, you know what, I'm going to be less aggressive on all of these individual stocks. These will all now be 5%, 5%, and 5%. And now this will be 75%. So now 75% is over the total stock market, and then the other 25% is over 5 different stocks. So let's say I'm happy with that. Now I can click on save and confirm, and that's it. So at this point, I'm ready to connect my bank. So I'll just click on connect bank. It's going to have a listing of my bank accounts that I have connected, and then I'm just going to select the bank account that I want, and then I'm going to make my deposit, which would be of $100. And that's it. That is how you set up your account. So as you can see, setting up a portfolio at M1 Finance is super simple. It takes about 5 minutes to do. Honestly, the hardest thing about doing it is deciding what stocks or ETFs you're going to be putting into your account, but they do have options to help you decide. Their research function is great. And then also with the model portfolios, you can use that as a guide, and you can even just use that as your portfolio to make everything super simple. So let me know in the comments whether you have decided to start M1 Finance, if you already have an M1 Finance portfolio, how you're doing, and if you have any questions, also just let me know. If you want to sign up for M1 Finance, please be sure to use my link in my description box below, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.